All right, welcome back to our third candidate forum of the evening. Once again, this is the Smith Academy candidate meet and greet. As a bit of an introduction, the way that questions are formed tonight, we had our student government, our student council went to all the advisory classes or homerooms and worked with them to develop questions of interest to the student body here for the select board and school committee. There were a lot of questions, probably 100 of them. So those questions were all brought to the AP government class, and they broke them down into themes and categories, and developed from those questions 6 questions that our students will ask you tonight. Okay. So we have our 3 students here from the honors government course here at Smith Academy, and I'm going to turn it over to them. This is a student led and facilitated event. So I will let them introduce themselves and start right now. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lucas Punska. I am a sophomore here at Smith Academy.
Hi, my name is Rachel Gerben. I'm also a sophomore at Smith Academy.
Hello, my name is Piper Garrett, and I'm also a sophomore at Smith Academy. Alright, so our first question for you is to tell us about yourself. Why would you want to be a select board member, and what ties might you have to the Hatfield Public Schools and Smith Academy?
So my name is Kerry Flaherty. I have lived in Hatfield my whole life. I'm 43 years old. I'm married and have 2 children, both who are in Hatfield Elementary School. And I'm a graduate of Smith Academy from 1998. And I've been on other boards, elected boards in Hatfield. I've been a firefighter for 25 years for the Hatfield Fire Department, as also an EMT, and I hold the rank of lieutenant. And so I have my roots very much settled in Hatfield. I was on the Board of Health for 6 years, where I held the position of chair for 5.5 of it. And I also was, after that, appointed the COVID coordinator during the beginning of the pandemic. And so when Mr. Moriarty had decided he was not running this year and the spots were open for the position on the select board, I felt that with my history of running previously for other boards and knowing and understanding the town government and its budgets and the politics, and also a history of my father. My father held both school committee and board of select board member positions for almost 2 decades himself, when I was in high school and then as a young adult. So I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps, which is why I decided to pull papers to run.
How will youth in Hatfield benefit from having you as a select board member that's not related to the schooling system?
Ask it one more time, sorry.
How will youth in Hatfield benefit from having you as a select board member that is not related to the schools?
That's not related to the schools?
Correct.
That's a hard question, actually. I have always supported education and what students want, and I want all the students to be able to get the best education that can be offered to them, and lots of opportunities. I feel that Hatfield has had opportunities, and are working towards having new opportunities for students, which I think is important. But my biggest thing is that I want Hatfield as a whole to be looking at all of its options to make sure that we are giving our students, both our residents and even our school choice kids, the best opportunity they have to be able to get a good education.
Are there any aspects about schooling in Hatfield that draw your attention specifically, and why?
I'm not sure that there's anything specific that draws my attention. I grew up here, and the school system has always been a great school system. And I think part of what the town has to work on to better the schools is that we need to be able to have truthfully affordable housing for families to be able to move to Hatfield. It's not easy for a young family now currently to be able to purchase a home and bring their children here, etc. And to school choice wise, there's only so many spots, obviously, as you know, for kids to be able to come here. So it's easier to be able to get into the school system as a resident, but you have to be able to, your family has to be able to afford to live here. So I think it's important that we have more housing abilities so that we can have children to be able to be drawn to the school district.
How could you use policy to help retain staff at Hatfield Public Schools and in Hatfield as a whole?
I think one thing we need to look at as a whole for keeping staff here, be it the school or even just town employees, is our benefits. Currently, our insurance, I would love to see that we're able to offer better insurance coverage for our staff. And also, I think pay across the board needs to be looked at in detail to make sure that we are, for our town and town size and our student population, that we're giving the right salaries to staff, but also giving them the benefits to be able to stay here so that we retain them and keep them.
Do you have any long-term environmental issues that you hope to address through policy in Hatfield? And do any specific policies?
I honestly don't. Sorry. I don't. That one I definitely don't have an answer to.
What are your budget priorities, especially as they relate to the schools, and what school-based priorities would you put into a capital plan?
The budget priorities, I really feel, is that we need to look at everything. It's not one specific department. I think that we need to really invest the time at looking at what each department, the school, the DPW, our fire and police department, even our council on aging, to see exactly what, where is our financial responsibility, but how can we improve everything with that financial responsibility? Because if you don't, again, if things are not budgeted correctly, you lose people's interest, you lose employees, and in this case, in the school district, we lose students too, because some people are looking for other options and opportunities. So we have to really, I think, study hard to figure out what everybody needs. It's not just one specific department. I think we need to make sure it's a whole. It's that all the departments as a whole are benefit from budgeting.
Is there anything that we can answer that you would like to know about the school systems?
Yeah, if you want to tell me like what classes you enjoy the most and like what you would like to see maybe as an additional opportunity for having here at Smith Academy.
Oh, well, possibly more course offerings, more extracurriculars as well. We would like to see that.
Perfect.
And lastly, is there anything else that you would like us to know about yourself?
About me?
Yeah.
I currently am the health and safety manager at Clark School for the Hearing and Speech in Northampton. So I oversee 5 campuses up the eastern seaboard. We have a school in Florida, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, and Northampton. So I'm part of a school district and enjoy that and understand the importance of that too. So that's all. I think I gave you all the details about me at the beginning mostly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for coming in, and thank you, students, for taking the time out of your day tonight and your evening tonight to be here. We appreciate it, and
Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Appreciate it.